This is question 6 of our evaluation, which is what have you learnt about technologies from the process of constructing this product? The technologies we've used include Final Cut, where we've learned all about transitions. We normally use them when in a scene where it needs to be slow, showing that it's not a fast-paced scene, so it slowly cuts from one to the other. We've probably used it a little more often than we should, because we are a bit hooked on the cross dissolves. But this does mean that we haven't just got jump cuts strewn all about, which maintains the pace of the piece. Sound. We have messed around with sound a lot in Final Cut, often to negative effects, but we've had to tone it down due to when we were filming, the wind on it was horrendously loud, and through our small, not worth as much camera, it sounded like a bomb going off. So we've had to lower the volume of that a lot. The sound has gone out of sync with the video a couple of times. We haven't figured out why, but we have rectified the problem.
Okay, we use GarageBand in order to try and make a soundtrack. We've got ideas, but we haven't really put them all together as such. We use the MIDI keyboard in order to make our soundtrack because we didn't really like GarageBand's own sounds. It sounded a bit corny and stuff. So we got Ben's a musician, so we used him in order to make the soundtrack. Yeah, so we used the MIDI keyboard, and Ben done this because he is very good at the music. He made himself a nice soundtrack because we wanted to do it via our own keyboard rather than have the GarageBand's own sounds on there.
Final Cut was the best for editing, seeing as iMovie does not offer much things you can really do with the footage, whereas Final Cut works extremely well, although it can be complicated, which me and Danny have found occasionally. But that's only because you're not knowing what the commands are and what you're supposed to do, rather than it being complicated itself. There are also a wide range of things that you can use on it, such as cross dissolves. Can I have a bet?
I tried to do it so they couldn't see.
Such as cross dissolve and sound editing, which we found really useful in our film. Final Cut is basically the best thing that you could get, well, for a student that we know of. There's probably some underground thing that we've never heard of, but that probably cost a lot of money.
GarageBand isn't really the best for making... What?
GarageBand's shit.
GarageBand is shite! Right. GarageBand's not the best for making a music piece. It's a bit rubbish, as all the group have described it. I didn't actually use it myself because I'm not the musician one. But anyway, it's simple to use. It's basic. It's not time consuming, and it was good for us to make our music. There's so much fucking editing on this.
I'll have to read this out because you might realise it's about ours. How have new technologies changed media production? Well, the first thing to note would easily be Final Cut. Before, to cut scenes, they would actually take the reel, cut where they wanted it, and then stick the two bits together. My hand motions are half and half on it, which was extremely time consuming, which means it would take years, possibly, to edit a film. Whereas Final Cut, you can do the same thing in hours, easily. It's all faster, as I've just said, but it also allows you to use the effects much more effectively. This is like Taken again. And the editing is much simpler, with a much wider range of things that you can use to change it. And then once you've changed it, you can change it back just by clicking undo. Whereas if it was cut and paste like they did before, well, you'd be screwed.
Put it frankly there. We learned how to use these technologies through continuous use, if we're to be honest. We had absolutely no idea about Final Cut before. We'd never used it. We'd used iMovie.
I didn't even use that.
Ben hadn't even used that. He's new to media studies. So basically, we just kept using... Basically, We kept using the program. Oh.
Keep trying.
Basically, we kept using the program, so we got used to it. Also, we went onto YouTube to get. Shut up! Yeah. We went onto YouTube to get some clips up on how to use the thing. This is a 7-minute video. It needed to be 2 minutes.
Right, I'll stop.
We used YouTube in order to grab some clips up so we could learn how to use it from others who were professionals or just people who had used it before. And also help from other members of the group who are in the older year, or the teacher, or even people in our year who had...
George-ish.
Yeah, George was actually alright at the programme, to give him that.
Despite him, for some reason, unsyncing the sound. Unknowingly.
Yeah. Other members of the group also helped. They were pretty good. Fading. And also the teachers helped as well, which was helpful.
Helping was helpful.
Right, that is it for question 6.